and I have to really now hurry up because, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Cranial defibrillation is gone. Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Gyro here. Great for you to join me. Appreciate your patronage. So in this video we are continuing to gear up to rank up the cloak of my warrior, in this particular case protection spec. Yes, we are revisiting protection spec, and as we will do this in this newly discovered, relatively successful, I'd say, format of live real-time footage, so I'll be recording as I go. I would like to also share a few of my thoughts and annoyances, for lack of a better word, with the recent things that Blizzard is doing. So if this is your cup of tea, click the like button, click the subscribe button, whatever you want to click there, my friends, because I really appreciate you and I appreciate you being with me here today. And please use the timestamps, the table of contents. Please use the timestamps in the comments and on the screen if you prefer the visual cues, to guide yourself further through the video. If you'd like to skip some of my deviations from the main topic where I start ranting and stuff like this, I certainly appreciate if you listen to me, because this is one of those combined narratives. It's a run and it's a bit of a vent on topics that should interest us as Blizzard players, as World of Warcraft players. Let's do this. I am going to eat ghastly goulash to worry about my self-sustain a little bit less. It is a protection spec with a low-ish damage output, so we could use a little bit of something that's gonna contribute to our longevity, basically allowing us to stay on the battlefield not just through mitigation but through regeneration. I am sure you have noticed my wonderful chainsaw blade thing, which is basically Whirring Chain Blade from Mechagon. You can get it as a rare drop from one of the rares there in Mechagon. I quite like this little transmog, and you can see that my cloak is still rank 8 and I still need to collect, well, 2 of the pages of the Fear on Flesh, and we'll be talking about this, so pay attention to this. We'll be talking about this in a second. So first annoyance as we start making our way through Stormwind on this warrior. First annoyance that I'd like to share with you is the fact that Blizzard not long ago posted this article that we all responded very positively to, and they were talking about the fact how they now would allow us to basically rank the cloak up quicker. I was crazy excited about this, and to summarize what that message was, they said that instead of doing very many runs, like sometimes however many we needed to do to rank up the cloak to higher ranks towards rank 15 and stuff like that, we needed to collect like 8 pages of that Fear and Flesh book or whatever the story goes. So they've reduced that allegedly, and the message, if I remember it correctly, said that and recently it popped up in the launcher, that's why I remembered about I remembered that piece of news, which is kind of old news, but still. It said you now only need to do one run to collect 2 pieces of 2 pages of that book, and essentially continue current leveling up of the cloak from whichever rank it was to the next rank. Great, right? So you just clear 2 of the hardest areas and off you go. You are good. Now, I know it's been a few weeks and I know it some time passed to kind of even start complaining about this, but to be honest, it didn't register with me straight away, and I don't know if it did with you, that after that promise was made, turns out that looks like not all brackets of leveling up of the cloak are affected by that new change. They must have changed it for like ranks 12 to 15 or something like that. I am not cross-checking on purpose, I'm just talking to you as that thought came into my mind as I was ranking up my cloak, and I thought I'm gonna share this and turn this into valuable content, hopefully, or at least entertaining. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. I understand that it used to take too long to rank from, say, abstractly level 12 to level 15. I get it. I've been there. I have outs. But if you are, as Blizzard, if you are doing that, why not simplify everything? Why not let me basically level up my cloak on my warrior here right now from rank 8 or whatever it is, I think it was 8 when we just looked, rank 8 to whichever rank, using the same mechanic of only having to do like one run per rank. Right now, as you can see, like, yes, I have already collected 2 pages, but I still need to collect 2 just to finish ranking up to rank 9. And then, spoiler alert, I will have to collect 4 pages to rank up from next level 9 to further level 10, because I've just done it on the other alt. And I know that that's not a mistake. I know that that's still how it works. It is, don't you think it's annoying? I think it is horribly annoying, and that is what I needed just to get out, and welcome as always your feedback on this. How do you feel about it? Another topic that came up today. It came up today, and I fully realize that with the number of videos that I have pre-recorded and I have already scheduled, you probably will be watching this video, me talking about this, maybe in a few days' time. Not today. So by the time you watch this, these news will be already old news, okay? And maybe, very slim chance, and hopefully, the situation also might have changed. Let's fingers crossed and hope that the situation has changed. Now, sorry, deviated. What I'm talking about is that today, they have, at the moment of recording of this video, they have announced that they are going to offer Malefic Cores for sale for Echoes of Nyalotha, similar to what they do right now with Preserved Contaminants and with the rank 3 cloak upgrades. Sorry, essences, Azurite essences from Mother. What it means is that once you have a... First of all, they positioned it as simplified, sped up cloak upgrades for everyone, yay! Then you read into it and you understand that it's nothing... Well, it's a little harsh to call it a clickbait, but it is a clickbait on their behalf, and it's a clickbait to an extent on behalf of even places like Wowhead, even places like MMO Champion, where they simply lure you in by saying, sped up cloak upgrades, stuff for sale. You take a look at it closer, and turns out that these you can only buy Malefic Cores, which basically means that once your cloak is rank 15, once it's 15, you will be able to buy stuff from Mother, and Mother will be able to sell you those cores, Malefic Cores, that you apply to a rank 15 cloak to increase further your corruption resistance, not increase the rank that basically grows your resistance to sanity loss within Horrific Visions. And that is what I'm mainly interested in. Of course, I'm interested in reducing the corruption effect on the items so that I can equip more items. I understand how it works, I do. But once again, similar to with this collection of these Fear and Flesh things, ranking up your cloak, similar situation. Well, because it serves the same purpose, right? If you, as Blizzard, go as far as considering to loosen restrictions towards the end of expansion, which makes every logical sense, thank you, Blizzard. Please don't misunderstand. I think it's a good change. I just think it's annoyingly half-assed one. And mainly because who would benefit? Like, okay, let me just rephrase this. Who do you think would benefit the most, guys, from ranking up the cloak faster? Who? Who would? Your alts would. Your early, like kind of your ranking up alts, up and coming alts for the lack of a better word. Those are the characters, those are the toons that will benefit from this change the most. So instead of enabling them and going all the way, hence the half-assed comparison or whatever, assessment, instead of enabling all alts and doing what they should have done ages ago, in my opinion, whatever, they are again enabling only the top end. They are only enabling the rank 15s. I would have loved to right now go to Mother's archives shop, whatever you want to call it, yeah, Mother, and I would have loved instead of saving the Echoes of Nyalotha, which on this character I have 8,500, just happened to. It's not my main, it's my warrior. It's not one of my paladin, it's not a paladin, it's not my demon hunter, it's not anyone else. But I would have loved to just go there and basically buy, because they say that Malefic Cores will cost 2,000 per pop. I would have bought 4 rank ups of the CLOAK. Boom! Boom! End game. Heroes in German for you, Gyro. Push masks, my friend. Analyze that, whatever you want to analyze, and whatsoever. Instead of that, they don't. Instead of that, they don't. So these are the 2 main things, if you guys have only time for this short rant, relatively, compared to the full duration of the video that's intended. These are my complaints. These are my complaints. This was never intended to be an attempt at a full clear, even with the food, whatever, because 45% corruption resistance on the CLOAK. This sanity loss, corruption resistance, sanity loss resistance would have never allowed me to do that. That's a basic tiny disclaimer. But I thought that we will use this time wisely, and I thought we are going to revisit Protection Warrior progression. First of all, you will also know that I continue ranking up my warrior, because I want to give warrior justice. As I mentioned to you in some other videos, I was a fairly dedicated tank before I ever started playing DPS specs and stuff. In fact, I think DPSing is a lot harder than tanking. Like, as long as you're mindful of your group and as long as you take tanking responsibilities seriously, as I talked to you in the other video about the Paladin, I actually think tanking role is fantastic and is a lot more appealing to me. Which is why, over time of preparing these videos and talking to you guys, even after the video where I criticized Protection Warrior for too many buttons and not enough self-sustain and all of that kind of stuff, and basically encouraged you to try other classes that do Protection Warrior's job as well as Protection Warriors do, if not better, and much easier for a casual. Yeah, that is the summary of the other video for you. But since that time, I have been revisiting Warrior. You've seen my video of the Warrior arms spec, just to see how that fares in Horrific Visions. And that was, as you remember, that was a fairly good, positive kind of observation for me. It was also a fairly early kind of observation, so fairly, also, like, it was a very early rank up, very early, and looks like, while I was talking to you guys, I kept pushing ahead, forgetting that I am really undergeared as far as the resistance to sanity loss, and defibrillation is gonna go now. Boom! Defibrillation! Shame I lost all my sanity, but that's okay, that's okay. It was intended, that's why defibrillation is there. You sometimes have to take a hit. I was saving the last orb to use it before Alleria. That's what I'll need. So anyway, long story short, I have grown to enjoy Protection Warrior a little bit more. I am still suffering a little bit from the lack of self-sustain. I still believe personally, as a player with preferences, like you have preferences, I have preferences, I still believe that classes that have self-sustain, self-heal basically, work much better for me than simply mitigators, like Protection Warrior. Damage output is low on a Protection Warrior. Yes, I have a Twilight Devastation of rank 2, and I have Infinite Stars of level 1, of rank 1. So that is a little bit of a boost to damage, but as you know, Alleria specifically, she is not Thrall, she is a pain for melee classes, and if you are unable to pump out a lot of damage, which I won't be able to pump out as a Protection Warrior, I will be very hard pressed to actually finish this fight. And now you can see my sanity is dripping. It's dripping, my friends. Nothing too fun. So let's push here and see how we go. If I had the rank 3 Twilight Devastation and rank 3 stars, maybe it would have been better. Let's push these bombs away and let's hope that I'll be able to somehow pump out enough damage on her, ignoring all these eruptions and whatever, for as long as possible, so that I can dish out as much damage in melee range as possible. In case you didn't know that you can push those bombs away, somebody actually told me about it, because I never paid attention myself. And I'm still grateful to that person, to my viewer, who actually taught me to do that. That certainly makes a big difference. Let's jump away and be pulled to the column. See how I don't even need to move? No hands, mom! And it's alright. So we are going to survive Void Eruption. And looks like, judging by her health versus my sanity remaining, it looks like I'm actually doing okay. Well, it's too close for comfort, as they say. Like, I'd say I don't like being so pressed. I like to finish with a bit of a spare time, spare sanity, whatever you want to call it. And instead, I am stuck here now. Come on, Alleria, cast it! Cast it, girl, cast it! Oh my god. Come on, Alleria! Oh, there she is. Hello! Okie dokie, almost there. And this will wrap up our wonderful little journey together today with my little rant and you observing and hopefully considering to share your opinions with me, guys. Protection Warrior, as you can see, is up and coming. Next video you're gonna see about Protection Warrior is probably going to be full clear, not probably but most likely. I'm not going to bother with like 4 chests or whatever, because that's, you know, that's a bit repetitive. But we made it, we just made it, but let's just say, oh, we always had it. And let's talk again about what Blizzard, let's observe the news and let's see exactly if they make further changes to this sale of the Malefic Cores. Maybe they will allow us to also buy the pages of the Book of Fear and Flesh, so that we can actually properly enable our alts and properly rank up the CLOAK faster than we currently can. I'm glad that we did this. Let's take a look at the loot and hopefully it's something good, because lately I wasn't very lucky with the drops from Horrific Visions on my alts, but maybe today is a change. Echoing Void of rank 1. I have like heaps of those already. It's like a collection of Echoing Voids and Baby Twilight Devastation on my mage. I have 3 of them on my mage. Anyway, you saw that video as well. I thank you very much for watching me today, guys. Thanks very much for letting me rant to you and for your support. Your support, your likes, your comments, your subscriptions mean a lot to me. It's very, very fun for me to play and talk, and hopefully it's fun for you as well to watch these videos every 2 days. If you haven't subscribed already, but you enjoyed it to some extent, please let me know. And please let me know by subscribing, showing your support. I'll talk to you once again in 2 days' time. Gyro signing off.